welcome to my channel. This is episode 28. First thing as always, thank you to those of you that have subscribed to my channel. If you are new, names will go up over here. And thank you to those of you that have been following and supporting me on the forum. Recognition goes up over here. Now I have two notifications before I start. The first one is a few episodes back, I managed to achieve a goal of 100 views for a certain video. That was my first Airsoft unboxing video. Really appreciate that. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. And the second notification is the votes are in. I will be using my AKS74U with the drum mag. There will be a picture here to my right, which will be your left. Those are the three items I'm going to be using on the day. Fingers crossed get some good footage so I can show you in the next week's episode. And the BDU that I'm planning to wear is this with my Walking Dead loadout. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And that's it, so let's get into this video. Now, last week I managed to cover the beginners as best as I could from my own knowledge, so hopefully you enjoyed that. So this week I'm going to be looking at the regulars. Now I will be looking up again. I've got the board behind me, so the notes, everything I need to do. So you've decided to move on to the next stage. So no more renting gear, okay, but here's the important part. Now when you start off as a beginner, if you are full on set and joining Airsoft, make sure you keep a log, okay? You go to the marshals and say, look, I want to join here, be a member. Obviously sites will vary and they'll say, right, you need to turn up a certain amount of times. Again, this will vary and you have to make sure, obviously, you sign your paperwork, obviously date it as well. And then what will happen is they will process that. And then obviously before you know it, you will have a UCARA card number, which is unique for yourself, which you can use to buy your own gear, which is very important, which leads me up to number one. Your own gear. So you're not renting, you want your own gear. Now, in Airsoft, you can have whatever you want, BDU wise, you can have whatever you want riff wise, but consider your budget, okay? If you can't afford the latest and greatest, don't even bother, okay? Get what you can, save what you can, build up to what you can, okay? Because regulars, we build our collection through time. So for me, I like collecting certain BDUs, I like collecting certain riffs. And obviously there have been people that have been playing for a lot longer that have built even a massive collection. I mean, go onto YouTube and type in, I don't know, Airsoft collection or other famous YouTubers and you'll see their collection. It is massive. So don't feel like you're compelled to buy every single riff on the planet. If you're a collector, that's a different story. If you've got the money, fair enough, okay? But for those of us that are down to earth and just want a simple collection of BDUs and riffs, it takes time, okay, but it will be well worth it, hopefully by the end of it, and then you just play with them, really. That's what we do at the end of the day, being regulars. We go pretty much every Saturday or Sunday just to have a fun game and have a laugh. So, yeah, just consider everything twice before buying, okay? I've spoken to a few of my friends recently that have purchased a few items and straight away they're like, oh, I wanted this riff, but now I kind of want to get rid of it. Oh, I bought this particular accessory and it doesn't fit me. So yeah, think twice, read the descriptions online and then think about purchasing. Tough decisions, I know, but hey, that's Airsoft. So let's move on to number two, safety gear for regulars. Now these are a few considerations, but before I do, if you haven't seen my video from last week, check it out. I mentioned gloves. Regulars always use gloves. It doesn't have to be tactical gloves. They could be simple hunting gloves like mine. You can have neck protection like I mentioned from last week or something else like full-on pad protection if you want. Again, that's optional. But I'm going to go through a few things quickly when you buy your own gear. Now, the first thing you must consider, no exception, especially when it comes to Airsoft, when you get your own gear, eye protection. Do not cheap out on your eye protection. Now, I've gone through mesh, I've gone through these, and I'm currently on my glasses, goggles, whatever you want to call them. And they do a great job. So mesh, you get BBs through there, fragment into your eye. That's not going to be a good day. These, you can turn up and wear on the day. So this is fine, okay, when you have your own gear. You could just turn up with this, some regular eye protection. If you're under the age of 18 and renting, you will get full face protection, no exception. Like I said, but if you've got your car and you're buying your own gear, you could turn up on the field with just this. You could wear lower face protection, a full dye mask, a helmet, a boonie, any description to protect your face, that's up to you. Personally, I would consider lower face protection because I don't want to lose teeth. There could be some bad players out there that really are malicious in the way that they play their games, and some people get shot in the face and lose teeth. And personally, I don't want a big dentist bill. So the first thing is eye protection. The second thing you should consider, okay, is a bit more safety again. You see regulars, they have knee pads or elbow pads. I have them in the house somewhere, but I'm not going to get them right now. I tend to wear knee pads. I am considering actually going back to elbow pads, possibly. Again, yep, if you're running around, and if you've seen me and my footage, you'd see that I run around a lot. I tend to not deliberately fall, but I do stack it from time to time, and if you're my friends, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But no, it's good to have these, protect your joints, your knees especially, because if you can't move properly, it's going to ruin the rest of your day. And one time that I did wear these, I am grateful. I fell on either a branch or a rock of some description, full on impact on the knee. This absorbed all the blow, but sadly, it did injure my knee. Not as worse as it could have been without this, but I did have to pull out in the day, and that's the only time I pulled out of an airsoft game due to injury. And one of my friends, I'll put their name down below, was also there as well, who had an injury. And yeah, these are great. Protect your knees and elbows, because if you're crouching or crawling through territory, depending, again, stinging nettles, branches, you may want that little extra protection. So again, you can get these for like between 10 and 20 quid, so not a bad purchase. And the third and final thing is boots. And you're probably thinking, why am I mentioning this again? Well, if you look at regulars, they don't just wear cheap and cheerful, they actually wear surplus boots of some description, ankle protection. And I want to thank Brothy, I'm going to put your name down below, really appreciate this. He mentioned about, obviously, ankle protection, and again, like me, I run around a lot, I can stack it, I can trip it, and you've seen this in my footage as well. I managed to get back up, which is fantastic because of the ankle support in these boots. Very important, because this is why I highly recommend you get hiking boots if you start off with, but if you get into airsoft, if you look carefully, most, if not all, have some military boots of some description, just for that little bit of ankle protection, because trust me, you get your foot caught in a rabbit hole or on an old branch or trip over something that you didn't see. Trust me, once your ankle's gone, you can't move, and well, it ruins your day. So those are 3 things to consider: eye protection, knee pads, and boots. So let's move on to the third and final thing, okay? Now these are cautions, all right? Now last week I talked about trigger discipline, okay? This applies for regulars as well, especially those of you that have been playing a long time. But here's where I want to go into a little bit more in depth. First, hit taking. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a regular, okay? You'll hear in the briefings from the marshals, call your hit, okay? Simple enough. I'm going to do what the marshals say. Put your hand up and call hit, so they can hear you, okay? Now, you may get overshot a little bit, so you just make sure you get quickly out of the way. Obviously, if you're in a crossfire situation, it does happen, so don't take it personally. However, if people do start to overshoot you and you see who it is, make sure you keep a description. Marshals will say this as well. Don't bother saying, oh, it's the guy in camo over there. Be a little bit more specific. What type of camera is he using? What type of face protection is he using? What riff is he using? Give more detail, because then the marshals will be like, right, I'll go and have a private chat with him and say, look, you're overshooting people. Please stop it. You do it again, you're going to get kicked out, or whatever the rules are for that certain site, okay? So, yeah, hit taking, very important. Doesn't matter if you're beginner, regular, okay? Everyone has to do it, okay, to enjoy the game. The second thing, okay, FPS, feet per second. Now, I'm going to put these on, safety purposes. There's no gas in this, or mag, okay? This is my first riff, M1911. Now, everything will have a certain range, okay, and a certain requirement. And what I mean by that is, if you get, now this is my own personal opinion, when you get your own gear, get an AEG. Simple reason, it's universal. You can use it in CQB, you can use it outdoors, you can use it in close distance, proximity to others. Again, obviously, depending on what the site rules are. And they're a good choice for anyone that gets started. I honestly do believe that. You can consider a pistol as well. They're pretty cool to use. Again, limited range, but so much fun in close quarters. You can also use an SMG, which is in between the pistol, and should shoot the same, possibly, as an AEG. And an LMG should be on par with an AEG, RIF, carbine, assault rifle, whatever you want to call it. And here are the two important ones, okay? Now, like I said, get an AEG when you first start. Simple, easy, all grounds covered. If you decide to go down the DMR range or sniper range, here's where it starts, okay? Now, if you are using an AEG of some description, it should be 350 and under, which can be used for anything. A DMR will be up from 350 to 450, roughly in the UK, depending on sites. Again, this will vary. 450 FPS, again. And a sniper should be up in the, well, from 450 up to 500 FPS. Again, anything beyond that, again, sites, rules will change there. And this leads up to my very important one, number 3, okay? Distance. Now, this could count for 2, sorry. Okay, so the first one is, obviously, when you go to sites, keep your distance, safety, personal, okay? Keep 2 meters, 1 meter minimum, but I'd say 2 meters minimum, still applying with the old rules. Again, obviously, masks, okay? Hand gloves of some description, gel as well, take that with you. Don't think, oh, it's not going to affect me. Well, it's affecting the world. So again, take all the necessary precautions you need to. So that's for one distance, but the other distance is actually DMR and sniper. The DMR has up to 20 meters distance, okay? If anyone gets within that, you are not allowed to shoot them. So this is why distance is so important. Measurement is so important. So I highly recommend, if you are buying your gear, don't go straight into a DMR or sniper. Again, this is optional. Okay, this is your choice, but just bear in mind, if someone actually gets the jump on you or is running towards you and you've got your DMR pointed at them, you are not allowed to shoot them, because trust me, there's a reason why there's a 20 meter distance gap. If you shoot within that, you are actually causing damage to that other player, okay? And depending on how many rounds, and trust me, it does hurt, okay? BBs can actually pierce the skin and make it bleed, or if you've seen on YouTube, which I'm pretty sure some of you have, of a BB getting stuck in the flesh. You do not want that, okay, because it hurts, and how guilty would you feel if you did that to someone, okay? Don't do it, okay, because a few players that I know of, friends recently, were involved in this, and this is going to lead up to my next one. So DMR's 20 meters, make sure you remember that, 20 meters plus, not 20 meters minus, 20 meters plus, which leads me on to my last one, the sniper. The highest FPS on the field, so it's got the range, okay? That one BB, okay, can do a lot of damage. So they have 30 meters plus, not minus, plus. So make sure you shoot within that distance, because if someone again gets the jump on you or charges you, you are not allowed to shoot them again, because of the same reasons for the DMR. Again, piercing or getting stuck. And if you look carefully, again on YouTube, those things are nasty, okay? If someone does that, again, how guilty would you feel? And there have been a few players that do this, very bad players, that go out to hurt people. You are not playing Airsoft, and in my own personal opinion, you should be banned, okay, from the site. If you continue this, you should be banned straight up from every site, from every country, straight up. Because if you're doing this to hurt people, you are not an Airsofter, okay? Airsoft is about having fun and respecting the rules. Again, it's a hobby, it's a game. We turn up for a laugh, see our friends, and enjoy it, okay? We're not there to hurt people. I can't say anything more than that. And recently, one of my friends, I'm going to show a picture here to my right, which will be your left. I'm going to take the goggles. He was hit by a sniper. Now, I've been to this site, and from what he told me, the marshals actually banned this player, okay? And to be honest, yeah, he deserved it, or she. I don't know if it was a he or she, the details. But yeah, this is the reason why people should be banned. And I know sites need players and revenue, but at the end of the day, your reputation is one of the most important things. I've been to sites where there have been a lot of bad players that can get away with murder, literally. I mean, so many people got hurt. And then there are other sites that are like, right, no, we've got to set the example. You will be banned. Now, if you get banned, this will depend. You may be banned for a certain period. You might be banned for life there. And the worst part is, marshals can actually spread to other sites saying, watch out for this guy, he's been banned from our site for whatever reason he did, okay? You don't want to be on the naughty list, okay? So, do the right thing, play and enjoy Airsoft. And that's it for this video on regulars. So, I'm going to put this down, take this off. Yeah, and that's it. So, like, comment, share and subscribe. Don't forget to click the little bell icon so you know when the next video is. I enjoyed making this video. I look forward to making the next video. The most important thing you can do is stay safe.